get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2 gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 2 gang, y'all, let's get it. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get it. Let's go. I promise you, man, Robert, snap. So everybody standing in the park like, everybody just looking. I'm like, now I was like, I thank God that he made the whole public service announcement like Jay-Z. I was so happy that he done that, man, because if he probably would have singled me out and tried to approach me on that, I would have had to do what I had to do, but I would have to try to be a ninja, basically. I would have tried to have to fight this man without him touching me. And I don't know how I was gonna pull that off, but still, I heard him make the announcement. I'm like, and I'm just looking at the joint. The CEO was like, the CEO came out and heard it. He was like, he listening, laying in the booth listening. Next thing you know, you look, you see the unit manager and the sergeant coming in the block. They come in the block. They're like, what's going on up here? Look, all right, well, since y'all got the TV off making announcements, he was like, Robert, come here. Robert was like, he was still mad. He was like, they gonna have to treat me like a regular human being. He was like, calm down, calm down. Hey, look, this is what I'm telling y'all. You guys are in prison. And this was so scary to hear this like speech that the sergeant said. Like, I was thinking the unit manager would be like, yo, chill, you wrong. This man said, look, y'all are in prison. You're gonna have to deal with worse. Robert is not the worst thing you're gonna have to deal with. I'm letting you know now. It's probably people walking around you right now that got HIV and y'all don't even know it. Robert got HIV and y'all know it. Y'all got the advantage on him. That helps. At least he ain't out here hiding it. I'm like, man, that's crazy. He was like, look, and I already know. You ain't gotta tell me. You ain't gotta tell me. I already know. He said, there's a lot of guys in here that be shake, rattling, and rolling. He ain't say that, but y'all know that be shake, rattling, and rolling. And y'all already know for a fact y'all ain't got tested yet. So y'all could be the ones that got it. And y'all can't be in here treating this man like this. Somebody was like, yeah, we understand that, Sarge, but at the end of the day, he can't pass the food out, Sarge. I looked, it was the old head dude. Old head had balls. I looked at Robert. Robert was like, hey. Robert looked like he started growling. He was like, dude was like, yeah, he can't pass the food out though, Sarge. I was like, everybody should speak up like, yo, he right, man. Sarge was like, all right, look, this is what we gotta get understood. We can't discriminate on nobody. We got a job to do. Y'all gotta live here, but we got a job to do as well. And we can't discriminate against nobody. We can't be discriminating against nobody. So he gonna have to help with some of these things. Like, y'all lucky, man. Like, I'm gonna get him another job. And if y'all complain about that, then that's on y'all, man. But we gotta learn how to get by this, man. As one pod, all us together. We gotta work together. So I'm like, yo, man, forget all this work together, free the world, we are the children, we the rainbow type of talk. I don't wanna hear that, man. I'm like, yo, he wrong, man. He wrong, man. Robert standing there like, yeah, he happy that he's taking up for me. So everybody was like, man, all right, man, you got it, man. He was like, all right. Yeah, he gotta get a job. Y'all don't want to do trades, I'm gonna give him another job. I'm like, man, this dude, wow, man. So like, we let that happen, man. We let that happen. You would think after this that Robert, you know what I mean, kind of be like, yo, look, man, this isn't a pod for me, man. Like, let me get out of this pod, because that's kind of how it was. People made him feel uncomfortable. Even the old head spoke up. Like it was true. It was the truth. The man don't supposed to be passing food out, man. Like, come on, man. Like, y'all just trying to do us any old type of way. I know we inmates. I know we gonna see worse. The sergeant was right. But at the end of the day, man, you gotta be careful with something like this, because something like this can get crazy. Like he wildin', like he mess around and he do the wrong thing and something happened. He can get unalive behind this, man. So like, we was basically trying to like school the administration to like, yo, like, I'm not saying people that have that situation should be like isolated, but still though, man, like you got to make those situations. That was my first time dealing with that type of situation. I ain't even gonna lie, like that joke had me feeling crazy, y'all. So boom, but we had to let it go though. You know what I mean? Because the sergeant said this is what we had to do, man. So around this time right here, we didn't have a barber. We didn't have no barber for real. They used to let us get the clippers. The barber that we had got transferred like a month ago. So since then, it never been a dude that really stepped up to say he want that job. So the job has been open, but since the job has been open, when somebody has to get a haircut and the visiting room time was coming, you'll see somebody, because you go to get the clippers from the booth. When you go to the booth, you give them your ID. The barber either does it or you can do it sometimes. And you give them your ID, they'll give you the barber box that got everything in there with the pesticide, whatever that blue stuff is. I might have said it wrong, but the blue stuff, they'll give you the whole 9. Then you take that over to the barber station. So dudes was just freelancing. You know what I mean? He can cut. Let me get the clippers so he can cut me. You know what I mean? Dudes were just freelancing. So out of nowhere, I'm in the cell one morning. I didn't go to breakfast. So it was one of the mornings I didn't go to breakfast. It's like a Tuesday or Monday or something, Monday or Tuesday. I'm in the bed. I ain't go to breakfast. My roommate come back. He hop back on the rack with each other. And next thing you know, you hear like the whistle. Bottom tier on the line. We doing rooming inspection and grooming inspection. Everybody on the line. So I'm like, it's crazy. I ain't even hop up at first. My roommate hopped up. He go to the door. He like, oh man, they making people shave and checking your cell. I was like, my bed was made. I sleep on top of my bed and have a sheet. That's how I usually sleep, like in the summer and all that. So my bed was made. You know what I mean? My cell never raggedy or nothing like that. I ain't had nothing in the window or the light. So for the cell inspection, I was straight. But for grooming inspection, you know what I mean? Like for real, I used to go get the profiles. Now a profile is something you go get if you can't shave. You know what I mean? Like if you shave, when they tell you to shave, like how they doing now, and you're under your chin and all that stuff, or maybe right here, all that stuff will bump up. If it bumps up, you can put in for medical for a profile. You get a profile for 30 days. They'll do your first one for 30 days. After that, you got to put in another profile. You go get that one. That might be 60 days. Or I think it was you go through 2 30s, then it's a 60, then it's the 90, then it's the permanent action. Me personally, I went all the way up until it was permanent. I never look right with a naked face, y'all. Like, y'all don't want to ever see that. Like, trust me, them people on Sussex made me go naked face game. I couldn't do it, man. I'm talking naked chin game. Just imagine me just with the mustache shot. Like, I never could do it. So the profile thing, the reason why I know about it is because I had all of them. But around this time, I was still getting the 30s. You know what I mean? So my roommate telling me they making people shave. So I knew I was going to probably have to shave because I still had like a little hair. I had hair. You know what I mean? I didn't shave it down. My joint wasn't no connecting beard for real. But I still needed to shave. So I'm like, man, they going to make me shave. So my roommate like, I see my roommate kind of focusing and he like, hey man, you ain't gonna believe this, man. I'm like, what? He said, man, guess who they got out there shaving? I was like, who? He was like, come look. I was like, man, who, man? He was like, get up, man, look. I was like, put my flip-flops on. Man, that's Robert out there, man. He was like, yeah. I said, man, that's crazy, man. They done gave this man the barber job, y'all. So boom. I ain't discriminating now, but come on, man. Barber gotta touch your face and you know what I mean? Like, that's an intimate job. Pause. Like, y'all know what I mean, man. Like, I don't think that's another job for Robert. I'm sorry, man. Like, I don't think that's a job for Robert, man. Real talk. So I'm like, yo, they wild. I'm like, yo, but see, penitentiary would do this from time to time. They'll hit you with a test. They might don't think it's a test, but it's a test to you, man. Like, now, the dude who he said he got to give a job to, which is Robert, now, this man is the barber. I'm like, I didn't even know this man can cut hair, but he is the barber now. I'm like, this junk crazy, man. I'm like, man, this junk crazy, man. I'm like, yo, I told my son, I said, man, penitentiary. I said, man, you see this? I said, they want us to destroy each other in here. That's all they care about, man. My roommate was like, yeah, because that's out of line, man. He was like, man, barber and food. Like, he don't supposed to have them jobs. He was like, when they give him a job in laundry. I said, that sounds like the safest gig. Like, for real, I'm dealing with the clothes, man. Like, what? They can't find nowhere for Robert to work, man. Let him work in medical then, man. Like, somewhere, man. But the barber job, though, so I looked at that like they wilder. So they closed the bottom tier. They said, open up the top tier. I try to open up. I'm like, I step out. I'm like, man. I've been 31, you know what I mean? They got a little second before they get to my joint. They started at 23. I'm like, so I'm looking over across the tier. You know what I mean? I'm looking at Robert just finish a dude up. Like, I look, it's an old head dude. Then I look, it was a white dude. They're the only ones down there that got to get the touch up. The white dude, he touched the white dude up. So when the white dude was finished, dude told Robert, the old head, he's like, hey, let me see him. Robert was like, nah, they told me I got to be the one to operate these clippers because they got my ID. He was like, oh, so you the only ones that can cut hair? He was like, yeah, that's why they sent you down here for me to knock your beard off. He was like, hey, Sarge, tell Robert, give me the clippers. Sarge was like, man, if you don't sit in that chair and cut that beard, you go into the hole. I was like, Lord, man. I was like, man, this man is not cutting my beard. I don't care. I don't know what they gonna do. I don't know how they gonna do it. I am bucking, y'all, so boom. Have to buck, man. You crazy? I'm like, man, I'm bucking, man. So I'm waiting. They get to my jump. Sergeant was like, White, go downstairs and shave. I'm like, he walked by and get to 32. By the time he get to 33, he was like, White, go downstairs and shave, man. I was like, man, look, as I'm saying that, I look over at Robert. Robert like this. I'm like, yo, man. I was like, yo, Sarge, I don't mean no disrespect. I was like, but nah. He was like, so what you say? You trying to go to the hole? I was like, man, if you gonna lock me up for that, then like, let's go explain it to the watch office and why you gotta write this paperwork then, man. I was like, I'm not refusing because I don't want to cut my hair, and you know it. I said, we can go back and forth with this, so I called his bluff. I had to. I'm like, yo, you wanna go ahead, write me up. I was like, go ahead and write me up. Go ahead and do that then. That's what you wanna do. Go ahead and write me up. So Robert's standing down there just gritting like, and I'm like, man, I made a scene, you know what I mean? So the Sarge was like, after I finish this, if you ain't downstairs, you might as well pack your stuff up, White. So I'm like, man, come on, man. So the CO back up. Cool dude, he back up. He's like, White, look, I know you don't want to touch it. But look, man, the man got on gloves. Just let him knock your beard down, man. I said, man, look, it ain't about that he got on gloves. It ain't about none of that, man. I know I can't get nothing from like that. I'm just saying that this don't supposed to be his job. Like they wilding, like they just be putting people in predicaments and in situations like they just want us to destroy ourselves in here. Man, I was like, man, for real, man, like it ain't even about that, man. He was like, look, I'm telling you, he gonna lock you up if you don't do that. And the old head that's sleeping 33, I said 34. He looked down, he was like, hey, Weezy, after they passed my joint and went to 34 and all that, and went past 34 and start walking towards that way. Old head dude was like, hey, Weezy, here, man. I looked, he threw me some trimmers, I caught them jumps like, psh. I was like, oh God. He was like, man, go ahead and shave, man. I was like, he was like, here. He came back. He had his own little mirror and everything with the magnet on it. I was like, thanks, Unc, man. He was like, you good, man. I ain't letting him touch my joint either. I was like, man. I went in the mirror. I was like, Sergeant popped back up. He was like, oh, you smart, huh? I said, man, listen, I don't know what kind of games you playing, man, but look, man, keep me out of it, man. He was like, nah, I ain't playing no games. Like, you little young dudes got the game messed up. Y'all got the game messed up. All right, though, you shade. All right, appreciate it. He went down the steps. He went down the steps like a real cop. He was like, he got down the steps. He walked over to Robert. He said something to Robert. I looked. Robert was edging this dude up. He was like, he stopped listening to what the dude was saying. He was like, he looked right up at my city. He was like, I'm like, man, you not cutting my hair game, y'all. So boom. I had to stand my ground, you dig? I had to stand my ground, man. Like, a lot of reasons and a lot of times I'm petty in penitentiary, and I know this is probably one of them, man. I know a lot of people gonna be on my side like, Weezy, you was right. You gotta move like that. And a lot of people gonna be like, you really can't single out even those type of people that have that situation going on. Like, and it's not about that. I feel so bad that they have that situation. I'm not even gonna lie, but at the end of the day, we are trapped in a place where I have to be careful at. Like, I know you have that, and it's like I have to be careful. It's like now in my human scanner in my head, like when I'm looking in the pod and my joint is just scanning, I'm like I might just come lean on the joint when I sell that, just come lean over. And I just like this thermal energy, the whole pod. It's all like, like when I see where he at, it's like he glowing in red. That's all like, and he in red. I'm like, And like this, I didn't want to do that, but this is they forcing us. We in prison. Like they got a dude in the block that has this thing, man. It's like I have to be on point, man. So like a lot of dudes started being like, yo, man, for real reason, man, I respect that though, bro. You bucked on the sergeant, like for real, man. Like they need to get dude out the block. They need to get dude out. I'm like, nah, I ain't like, listen, I used to tell dudes, this is my word. I ain't like, look, I don't have a problem with him like that. It's not like that. I don't have a problem with him like that, man. I feel bad that he has that. But at the same time, though, man, like I'm gonna be careful, man. I got people to go home to. I want to go home healthy. Like I'm just on point about everything. Like it can't change how on point I'm gonna be, how I survive in prison. Not even the COs, they can't really change that. So like, a lot of guys was feeling that. It was like, yo, I feel the same way. So it was like, it started getting to the point where like Robert was kind of like, he wasn't somebody that nobody rocked with, man. Like it was crazy, man, because he kind of like, I felt like he used to go outside and tell that booty bandit dude about everything that was going on, for one. Because I remember one time I was going to child, but I was late for child. And the only reason I was late for child, because this was one of them times where they say you had to have your ID. So I get all the way to the threshold of the child hall. And when I get in there, it's the unit manager, the captain, everybody in the joint. So they were like, where your ID at? Now, sometimes I used to forget my ID, but you're supposed to have your ID on your shirt. So I get all, they like, look, you got to go back and get your ID. So I'm like, Lord, man. So my part, come in, they close the door, boom. So I see that by the time I'm going back to the building. So when I get back to 4B, I run in the pod, run in the cell, get my ID. By the time I come back out, I'm going to child with 4D, the pod at the old head in. So he see me. He spot me. This is my word, like for real, like I seen him. Cause like I didn't want to like just dip in with they crowd and like just go out through the door. Cause I'm watching people. So when I come out of 4B, I'm standing right by a slide and they just coming down, pouring out the steps, coming out the steps from that joint. And they coming outside the port and they all shooting outside into the sidewalk to go to the child hall. And I'm just standing like just letting everybody dip. And I seen the old head, he walked by me, he was like, I was worried he died like double take grin on me type. It wasn't nothing crazy, but I see him look and he walked by my joint, was like, he was like, he looked like this. You know what I mean? So he dipped. So I start walking down. I see a dude I know from Portsmouth. Start walking with him. We walking. Yeah, bro, I left my ID. I got to eat with y'all. So we gonna sit in the child hall, you know what I mean? Old head with y'all. He ain't let off no energy like that. But the way he looked at me, I could tell that the dude Robert probably used to tell him what's going on because that's the only person he used to talk to when he went outside. So I'm like, man, I ain't tripping on that, man. I start watching old head, ate my tray, shot back to the pod. Now I forgot what day was coming up, but it was like a holiday or something. Like I forgot what holiday it was. Not a major holiday, but one of them holidays where we got visits. So a lot of the dudes, we had dudes, a lot of the Richmond dudes anyway. Like we close to Sussex too, like Tidewater, the 7 cities, like we 45 minutes away. Richmond and Petersburg is 20 minutes away. So people always getting visits on Sussex too. So the Richmond dudes definitely gonna get visits. So when I come back in the pod, I see dudes at the booth trying to get the barber equipment. So the lady comes to the booth and was like, she called Robert last night. She was like, Robert said, don't let nobody get their barber equipment unless it's him because he's the main barber. So everybody like, what? Man, listen, man, look, man, I got a visit coming up, man. I'm trying to get my hair cut, man. I'm trying to get a haircut, man. Like, we ain't got time. And see, that's the wild stuff that if Robert is guilty of this, like that's wild right there, Robert. Like you can't be, why would you do that, man? Like don't try to turn state struck, man. You already think nobody gonna put their hands on you because you got that thing. And you already be moving around and snapping and doing all this shit. So as she's saying that, everybody like, man, look, get Robert. We open up 9, everybody open up 9. So she like, look, you can hear her going on the intercom. So you see a bunch of dudes walk in his cell, his door closed. So the door opened up, she opened the door. So dude like, man, look, man, she talking about we can't get no barber equipment. Robert come out his cell extra sweaty like he working out. He got the workout clothes on like he working out in his pod, like he working out in his cell. So I'm like, I see him come out sweatshirt wet all up in here. He come out, he like, yo, tell him he was like, man, no, I ain't finna be responsible. And they say I'm responsible for those clippers. If something happened to those clippers, then I'm responsible. I ain't finna be responsible for those clippers if somebody mess them up or if somebody break them or steal them. I ain't finna be responsible. Y'all get the clippers on y'all own. Everybody was like, man, we trying to get the clippers, man. They say you said we can't get them. Just tell them we can get them. He was like, I ain't telling nothing. So everybody like, so he all sweating and stuff. So everybody like, man, what is? So the dude from Richmond like, yo, man, look, man. Go get the clipper shorter, man. Like, I ain't trying to hear all that, man. Go get the clipper shorter. So he like, man, look, I ain't getting nothing. Robert turned his back on him. He was like, man, listen, man, I don't give a damn. You got the HIV shot as soon as he say that shit. Man, Robert turned around and gave that nigga like a smack punch. And the reason why I said it was a smack punch because it came like Robert was going back in the cell. He was like, man, I don't care. You got the HIV shining. And Robert was like, psh. That joke was like a, like, I don't mean to say it like that. But it's like he didn't even ball his hand up all the way. He was like, psh. Dude was like, I look. Dude was like, I'm reading the dude brain. His brain was like, oh shit, bro, it's the moment of truth. God damn it, now you about to fight a goddamn boy that got the HIV, nigga. This is it, nigga. What your mama gonna think about you? This nigga told his face, I'm reading his brain. And then he was like, nigga, I ain't getting that shit. You gonna hit me? You gonna hit me? Everybody was like, oh, everybody was quiet. And nigga Robert was like, yeah. He had the ugliest stance in the world. He was like, yeah. Come on, motherfucker, come on. And he was like, nigga Robert all sweaty and shit. This nigga sweaty as a bitch. This nigga always knew how to do the right things when it's time for action. This nigga sweating profusely all over the fucking place. Dude was like, I was like, yo, this nigga wild as a bitch. Robert was like, anybody else? Yeah, I'm straightening all bullshit. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about you motherfuckers. Fuck y'all. Go get y'all hair cut from another bar. I was like, oh shit. I said, man, this nigga wild. He got to be stopped, y'all. So boom. You see this shit, man? Like niggas won't try to take it there with him, man. But he trying to use him having the HIV like for superpowers in penitentiary. I promise y'all, man, like he thinking ain't nobody gonna put hands on his dumb ass. Now you got to be brave, man. I'm telling you, man, like when he hit dude from Richmond, I know he was pissed. But I promise y'all, man, I felt his pain. Now, I'm not saying what I would do, because I'm a reactor. Like, I'm going to react off some shit, and that's just how it's going to go down. You know what I mean? You hit me, I'm going to react crazy. So that's what I'm thinking. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not mad at bro for thinking this out. Bro used to go to the V room, see his kids, kiss his baby mama, doing the bed with him. Everything. You know what I mean? Like, you mess around, bro, and mess that up, bro. It can be crazy, bro. So I felt him, but he didn't fight Robert. Man. Robert called out, yeah, anybody. I'm like, this dude, wow, man. So like, he get away with that joint. So dude was like, man, we ain't got no barber equipment. Robert just bucked on us with the barber equipment. Like, man, what we gonna do now? Like, this is crazy. So everybody that joint, I'm just like, man, shh. I'm like, man, this dude, wow, man. First, now I felt what dudes was saying, like we just gotta get him out the block, man. Like, like real talk, man. Like, I'm not being this Huckleberry, yo. I'm sorry, man. Like, the only way I'm fighting him is if he do to me what he did to dude from the man. Even though dude thought about it, I feel him. You know what I mean? But me, I'm going back. Well, I just got to roll the dice for that. You're not finna hit me, bro. I'm gonna roll the dice to see if I'm not gonna get that shit. You know what I mean? So like I'm just trying to figure out a way, man. Now, like, damn, man. I'm like, yo, this shit crazy, man. Robert out that bitch. This word, and he came out. That nigga went and got the barber equipment. That nigga out there jumping with his shirt off. He standing in front of the little stupid ass mirror by the toilet. While I say we be shooting dice at, there's a little mirror right there too. He standing in front of the mirror like this. He balling his own head. He like, nigga balling his own head in front of everybody. Got the barber equipment in front of everybody. Everybody like, I see dude from Richmond that he hit. He walking laps with another dude from Richmond. You can tell the dude from Richmond kind of like, yo, bro, listen, bro. Like, I feel you, bro. Like, but if you go at him, bro, like, bro, it's gonna get bloody. Like, you gonna take that risk? Like, this is crazy. But you see how dudes, I told y'all in the beginning, dudes that have leverage, they'll use their leverage, man, all the way up into the end. So I know for a fact the dude from Richmond was plotting. I know he was plotting, but it was like, there was nothing really he can do at the moment. I mean, he can fight him, but like, everything can go bad off of that, man. So I just felt like he kind of retreated to kind of come up with a plan. I ain't even gonna lie, man. So he took that joint, man. Robert over that joint, balling his own head. Like he didn't even care. He ain't even watching the part to see if dude gonna sneak him or nothing. He just balling his head. So he finished. Word, I thought he was gonna be like, yo, y'all can cut hair. My word, that man cleaned the joints off with the barber side. He wrapped the clippers back up. And he took the clippers back to the booth game, y'all. So boom. I was like, yo, everybody was like, Robert is out of control, man. I was like, man, you know what though, man? I was like, yo, like for real though, man. Like I didn't know what else to do. You know what I mean? I didn't know what else to do. So I kind of just gave up on it slightly, man. Like, man, I'm a dude crazy. Like I already had in my mind, I was like, yo, dude, Robert is crazy. Like I'm staying out his way. That's all I was thinking. I'm gonna stay out his way. So I said like another week went by. So I ended up striking on some fluke. This was some Like this was extra fluky. Like the flukiest strike I ever got on Sussex 2 was this. My homeboy pull up and was like, yo, look, man. He was like, yo, look, I know a dude. They got a half a zip right now in one building, man. He was like, look, put 150 with me, man. Me and you get the jump. I'm going to split the whole jump with you. You know what I mean? This is around the time, nothing going on. I'm trying to duck maniac Robert in our block. So I had a little bit of change. So I'm like, that's a lot, bro. So I put it together with my homeboy. The next day, my homeboy sent me my half. So I get the jump. I got a little bit of the smoke. So I didn't sell none for like street money or nothing like that. I used that whole thing to mess with and to sell for all commissary. So I'm smoking they boots with the commissary. That's my word. The whole pod coming to me. The whole building slightly. Because I had a lot of feezies for sale. I probably had like $200-$300 worth of feezies. So I smoked they boots in the building. So as dudes in my pod coming to me, man, it was this one dude that used to come to me, man. He was kind of like a dude that mind his business, man. Like, but all he cared about was the la-la and being able to smoke a roll-up. That's all he cared about, man. Like, he didn't care about nothing else. You see him, like, he wouldn't even have the money all the time to mess with the la-la, but he'll always be with the dudes that got the la-la. So it was this one dude that was coming buying feezy for me crazy. We gonna call him Terrence. Now, Terrence was some Tide Water. I ain't gonna lie. Terrence was some Tide Water. So Terrence pull up on me trying to buy some feezies. He was like, hey, look, we get some feezies, bro. He was like, but look, man, I'm trying to get a joint to the store there. He was like, look, you know, our homeboy, he talking about the dude that just all he want to do is just smoke the la-la and mess with the roll-ups. He was like, look, you know, he about to go to commissary. He was like, but his latest jump got late. So he was like, he ain't gonna make it to commissary. So he was like, look, he was trying to get some, but he don't think you'll wait till the next store. I was like, nah, I ain't waiting till the next store day, bro. You know what I mean? I was like, look, I sold a decent amount to the dude from Richmond. Now, I sold a decent amount. I probably sold like 8 feezies to the dude from Richmond, the one that got hit by bro. You know what I mean? Now, he another dude that be willing and dealing, but it's like at the same time, it was like, I don't know if he was gonna be trying to work to next door they would do it either. So I told him to holler at him. So he like, all right. So he go holler at dude. I guess bro clapped him because bro from Richmond pull up on me. He was like, hey, Weezy, you told him I had feezies? I said, yeah, I told him. I said, because I thought he was gonna scope for real, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought he was like, yeah, that nigga talk about the store they have the next. He was like, but look, I know what he would do though, because I asked him. I was like, what? He was like, shorty, look, you gotta put in though, because you got more than me. I ain't buy that much from you, man. I was like, I gotta put in for what? He was like, man, look, man, give me 3 feezies. I said, 3 feezies for what? He was like, you give me 3 feezies, I'm gonna put the other 4 feezies and I'm gonna pay dude. I was like, pay him to do what? He was like, take one for the team. I was like, what you mean take one for the team? He said, I'm about to get Robert on our block, bro. He said, I ain't finna fight him, bro. He said, I ain't fighting him, bro. I said, man, look, I said, yo, I ain't never had a chance to tell you this. I said, bro, I respect that, bro. I said, man, you gotta be careful, bro. We can't go home with no, you know what I mean? I said, bro, like Robert in here, like he an X-Men, like his special mutant power is that he got HIV. I was like, this joke crazy. I was like, man, but look, I got the 3 feezies. I had to invest in that, man, because like Robert was bringing too much stress to our block, y'all. Like he was bringing too much stress to our block. So I said, look, what dude? I said, dude, finna rumble Robert though. He was like, nah, he just gonna make it like Robert gotta fight him. And it's gonna be out in public. He was like, he willing to go to the hole for the jet. You know what I mean? He don't care about going to the hole. He said he'll go to the hole with his feet. He's straight. So I'm like, man, for real, man? He was like, yeah. I said, man, yeah, man. He was like, all right, look. He said, now I want you to talk to the dude. I said, what I gotta talk to the dude for? He said, man, cuz this shit crazy, Weezy. He said, man, look, I want you to hear what he gotta say. So I'm like, all right, man. So I waited till later. And I went to the cell. The dude from Richmond slept in cell 22. So that's the last cell all the way in the back, basically, where I tell you we shoot dice at. So I go in the cell. He got the light skin. It's the dude he talk about that spend the money, the dude he talk about that love the la-la and love the roll-ups. He's sitting in the joint. He kind of like a light-skinned dude. You know what I mean? Got the low cut. He was a little older. He like in his 30s a little bit. You know what I mean? He's sitting in the joint. He was like, shit. He was like, man, shit, I'm going to take off on his ass in front of the watch office. I'm going to take off on him in front of the watch office. I'm like, man, you going to take off on the man when we go to child in front of the watch? He was like, damn right. Fuck it. He was like, what are you gonna do? Goddamn, trying to scratch me right there? I was like, man, I was like, bro, look. He was like, nah, look, I'm about to make sure I put all this on. So he had like he had 2 of them. I don't know where he got it from. It looked like, you know, when somebody hurt their wrist and got carpal tunnel or something, like they can put that joint in, it's like they thumb and they, you know what I mean? Y'all know that joint. Well, he had that. He put that on his wrist. And then he had got a towel. Then he put the towel like all around his neck. You know what I mean? And then he tied his jacket up real tight. Then he got another jacket that was a little bigger. He zipped that joint. He said, stand by for child. I said, man, listen, you sure you ready to do this, bro? He was like, man, shit, I'm tired of this part anyway, man. y'all niggas ain't gonna sell me shit. I was like, man, I couldn't wait the next store there, bro. I couldn't wait the next store there. He was like, man, shit, fuck it, man. So I'm like, damn. I was like, what they got for Charlie? He was like, chicken patty. I said, oh, that nigga going. I said, oh, that nigga going. Dude from Rich was like, man, he gotta go, Shawty. He was like, man, that nigga hit me, Shawty. He was like, man, for real, man, I want to stab that nigga, Shawty. He was like, man, but, man, fuck that. I ain't fucking up all my shit from that nigga. He a time bomb. He trying to get me to fuck my shit up. Fuck that shit. I got 3 years left. So I felt, bro, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you gotta take the gloves off. Sometimes you gotta play behind the whistle. Pause. Sometimes you gotta goddamn do shit that's Maniacville, man. We living in Maniacville, so this the shit that gotta be done, y'all. So boom. Promise y'all. Exit out for child. Made sure I was going. I waited and everything. I went and stood my man. I'm still standing by the dude from Richard's cell. You know what I mean? So we waiting. We seeing where he going. We look. See Robert come out. Robert come out looking like. He walk into the building. He walk out the building. He going to trial. So we come out behind him. You know what I mean? We come out behind him. So we come down the steps. Hit the solid port. We hit the sidewalk. Walk into the child hall. We walk into the child hall. We can look. You can see all the administration because that's how it be. They be right there. They be all right there. Now, we go into the child hall that's not really by the watch office. It's not by the watch office now. Now, we was thinking, if we was coming from 2 building where you passing the watch office, but sometimes we'll go through that first gate and go in that first child hall. But this time right here, we saw the door open, so we not going to the watch office. So we see the dude, but it's still police right there. You know what I mean? It's still police right there. So we see the dude like, dude from Richard was like, go do it now, Sean. Go ahead and do it now. Fuck it. The police gonna see it. Do it now, Sean. So he was like, he kind of did like a little light jog to catch up to Robert. He did a jog like this, y'all. He was like, he walked into Robert. He was like, he tapped Robert on his shoulder. Robert turned around. He was like, man, as soon as Robert turned around, dude was like this. Man, he cracked Robert's ass. Boom! Robert said, the police saying that shit, man. Robert ate that shit, man. Robert ate that shit. Robert said, boom! We just start throwing maniac haymakers at dude. Dude was like, dude trying to back up. Robert was like, boom, 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 boom. Dude just balled up. Dude, Robert was like, boom, boom, boom. The police came to the gate because they on the other side of the gate. It was like, let him go, Robert. Come on. That's enough. That's enough right there, Robert. Come on. Robert just planted his ass. He had a bags by the door. He was like, boom, 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 boom. I was like, man, the police didn't even fucking help. They was like, y'all step in. We stepped in. We was like, as we stepped in, the door closed, all you see is Robert. Robert get down low like, boom, 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 boom. Robert started beating his ass. I was like, oh, shit. Man, Robert beat that nigga ass. Man, he beat dude ass. Ain't nobody say that nigga, man. Ain't nobody say that. The police stood right there. We watched them. They stood right there till police came from the other side of the gate. When police came from the other side of the gate, they was like, yeah, grab him, grab him. The sergeant dude walked in, was like, no, y'all grab him. Why y'all ain't grabbing him yet? They was having a back and forth who was gonna grab Robert. Well, in the meantime, a man's getting his head pounded in for 7 feces. I was like, this shit crazy, man. Long story short, he beat dude ass, man. Robert walked to the hole with no handcuffs. We watched him. I'm looking out the window. He walked to the hole with no handcuffs. I was like, shit, crazy. We ate. They told us to go back to the building. We go back to the building. I was saying in my head when they locked us down, I was like, I don't believe the vampire is gone until they come pack his shit up, man. Word. They came in that bitch, went straight to cell 9, packed this shit up, went straight to dude's cell. Dude slept in cell 16, went to his shit, packed his shit up. He was like, oh, shit. Got rid of that nigga, man. Word. Got rid of Robert ass, man. Man, we got rid of that psycho, man. That man was using his powers like he had a jump, like he could do whatever he want. Like nobody would touch him. I wasn't going to touch him, y'all. I'm sorry. Say what you want. I wasn't going to touch him, man. But everybody got out the hole, man. He beat dude ass, man. He beat dude ass. Dude never told that we put the bag on Robert's head, you know what I mean? So dude got out. Dude went to 2 building. Robert got out. Robert went to 1 building, man. And Robert was in there all the way up until I got transferred from Lawrenceville, man. But when he used to see me, he used to always grit on me, you know what I mean? They ended up giving him a job in the gym. He used to work at the gym. Then I seen him working property. He had a few jobs, man. But every time he see me, he'll make sure he grit on me. And I'll make sure I look the other way. Because I don't want no problems or no smoke with you, bro. I don't at all. You know what I mean? And that's how that happened, y'all. So that was a crazy situation. That's the end of the damn story, y'all. Let's end 25 off with a bang, y'all. Y'all already know what to do. Stay out the way for me, man. This is the last staying out the way for 2025. You must stay out the way for you can live out here for what? With your family. Forever, man. That's what I want y'all to do, man. That's it, man. But y'all already know what it is. This was the last bang of the year game. So what I need y'all to do with this one. Like, share, subscribe this one, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. But y'all be safe out there, man. and stay your hands out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.